hope.
Are you kidding me?
You are live.
Live now?
Yep. Everybody should get a notification saying you're live. And I put it on there, so I told everybody what to do to come to the page and subscribe, and they would know you were live. Subscribe, and they would know you were live.
Now, where will I see them at? Okay, here's John.
Yep.
Hey, John.
We're about to do something real quick.
Okay. Give me a second, guys.
Add card. Utility approved website. Oh, that's not going to do it right now. Whatever. We don't have to do all that, so we can just do stream options. Ultra latency, server URL, basic info. Yeah, it's just CAPI Paranormal live stream. Public. Alright, you're good to go.
Alright.
Let me see what this looks like.
Oh, there is a delay on this one, though, right? Oh, there is a delay on this one, right?
Oh, it's very
Oh,
small.
there is a delay on Yeah, very, very small.
Way better than YouTube. I mean, Facebook.
Facebook, yeah, right.
Okay, so, and you should. Oh, you can't go full screen and have the chat up. All right, whatever. There you go. You can see there.
Cool.
All right.
What's up, buddy? How's it going, man?
I'll tell everybody to share, like, and so get it out there. Put it on their Facebook. It's on ours, but I'll share it to mine as well. But if they can share the video to their Facebook, then people will know to come here.
Okay.
You leaving out?
Cool. Watch out, cats. Go.
If you have any issues, let me know.
Okay. Thank you, buddy. All right, our first night on YouTube. Hey, John, if you would share and like the video for me, if you would. Go to share at the bottom right and share it on your Facebook so everybody will know. Corey posted it on everything, but we just want to make sure everybody can get there. And I will do the same. Oh. I think you're the only one here right now. Already started? Have I already started? Is that what you're saying? Or you already started sharing? Have I already started? Is that what you're saying? Or you already started sharing? For some reason it's let's see if I can get it on my tab.
So I have these new little granola bar type things. This one has chocolate. I have another one that has berries. Do you want to try it? Corey didn't like it.
I don't like granola bars. Thank you though.
Christ.
Awesome. I'm glad you're back. Awesome. Thank you. Cassandra, are you on right now? You guys, like I said, share and like and all that stuff. We'll get this thing going. If you're watching right now, comment for me so I'll know you're there. You interact, Cassandra, by, let me turn this sound down. It should say at the bottom, it says it's a chat. You just go to the chat. Thank you, John. Wow. Appreciate that. It says we got 6 people watching, so if you guys would just throw a comment up there just to let me know you're here so I'll know who all is here. That's the only way I can see you on here is if you throw me a comment. And we're going to watch it live on this as well. I want to apologize for my tardiness. I was at work today and I was racing trying to get home. And I literally walked in the door at 10 o'clock. Okay, maybe not right at 10 o'clock. But thank everybody for joining us. This is our debut on YouTube. I think it's going to be so much better than Facebook. I know we can do a lot more things. We are working right now to get our set done, and excuse me, our production's going to go way up. Everything's going to be good. It's going to be an awesome YouTube channel. I'm super excited about it. We're going to do the 9 o'clock thing like we've been doing, but like tonight I was late because I had to work. So. But we will still do the 9 o'clock thing. If anybody's having any trouble chatting, text me or PM me so I'll know. Because all I'm seeing is John's messages, but it's showing that there's 6 people watching. It should be down at the do you see John's comments, Cassandra? Can you see his? Hey, Ashley. Ashley figured it out. We're gonna get this new thing. We'll get all the bugs worked out of it, and we'll make it work, guys. I think it's gonna be really awesome for us. I really do. I think it's gonna be a great move from Facebook to YouTube. There's just so much more we can do. Our production options are just like astronomical on here, whereas we were super limited on Facebook. So I think it's going to be great. Come in. Watch out. I think it's going to be super, super great. So,
Ready for my dress?
what?
Ready for it?
For what, baby?
Close your eyes first.
I'm in the middle of the show.
It's okay.
Can you show me afterwards?
Not fair.
Love you.
No.
There's not enough room in here for you to do anything.
Yeah.
So right after, okay?
Are you kidding me?
I love you.
No. Who's behind the door?
Nobody. If you're coming in, come in and close the door. Oh, where'd you find that at? I think it's a little small on you now.
No, it's not.
Sorry about that, y'all. Dakota walked in. I'm still just seeing John and Ashley commenting. If you guys, like I said, if you're having any trouble commenting, PM me. And that's what Cassandra did. Y'all see her in her little Auburn cheerleading outfit, right?
It's starting back over.
Yep.
I really want to hear it though.
But I think we're going to get all the bugs worked out of this, and it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited about the switch to YouTube. I'm excited about the channel. I think it's going to be amazing. I really do. So, okay, Veronica figured, hey, Veronica, she got it too. She couldn't do it on her iPad, but she was able to do it on her phone. So, I think Cassandra said she was on both her phone and her TV. Yeah, do you see that, Cassandra? Let me PM her and see if I can. So we'll get everybody on board. Oh, she got it. There, she found it. Awesome, awesome. All right, it says 8 people watching. So you guys, please, if you would, comment so I know you're here. That way I won't leave anybody out. Super excited about this. I know it's going to be a lot better for us. Sound quality, video quality. I know the video's kind of grainy right now because we're still using the laptop camera, and what are you doing? We're still using the laptop camera, but we'll get the other camera set up and have it for everybody. But I am super excited about this. I am just as pleased as I can be.
Front door.
So,
Who's at the front door?
I don't know. Go see.
I'm going to check.
So, she got it, so I can get off of that now. Well, you guys let me know you're here now, so I know you're here. I see Katie just popped in. We got John, Katie, Ashley, Cassandra, but we got 8 people watching, so I don't know who all's here. So that's John. Ashley's here. Cassandra, Katie. I think that's it. Yeah, so there's still 4 more people too that I can't see. So, okay, baby, give me a kiss and then you can go in there. And then as soon as I get done, you can show me the talent show, okay? Don't let the cat out. All right, guys. I should be wearing a CAPI shirt right now, but like I said, I just got off work. I literally ran in the house. I was having to get here as fast as I could. Hey, Veronica. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Get it on your iPad so you can get. I like my iPad because my phone is like this, but my tablet. I got some cool screensavers too. My phone is that big, and my tablet's this big. So obviously, I definitely want it to be on the tablet. So that's what I usually do, is put everything on my tablet. So I know what you mean by that. All right, well, let's get down to some copy business. We got 9 people. Hey, Tom. Tom's here. All right, I think everybody's getting the hang of it, getting it figured out. I am so happy that everybody's getting it. Yeah, this is going to be so much better, y'all. All right, let's see what has happened since our last show. Hey, Tom. Missed you in Huntsville. I missed you too, John. I wish I could have been there, man. All I do is work. Work in CAPI. That's it. That's all I get to do. No play. No, it's all work and no play for Johnny. And that makes Johnny a sad guy. But I'm working on some work or some play time right now, because that's my CAPI is my playtime, and I'm working on it. I'm going to make it happen. We've been on the phone with several of the venues. I have a list this long of venues. I'm still going to make that happen. You guys don't have to worry about it. It's going to happen without a doubt. We're going to get this investigation scheduled just as soon as we can. I was hoping to have something for you guys this week, today. Unfortunately, their time schedules don't mesh with my time schedules. I want it to happen right now, but they're like, yeah, sure, we'll talk about it and then we'll get back to you, and but it is going to happen. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to let you guys down. I want everybody, especially everybody that took the class, but if you didn't take the class, I want you there too. But the people that did take the class, I definitely want you there. I want everybody to participate in this investigation. It's going to be so much fun. I am super stoked about it. It's going to be just phenomenal. I know we're going to have such a good time. It's going to be a training / real investigation. I have 2 places that we could go to right now and investigate, but it would, as a training thing. But I don't want to do that. I wanted to, yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. That's not a pile that I ate or anything. I just like squeezing the middles out and eating the bread. I know I'm weird.
Do you love me enough to grab me some mustard?
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't get to eat, y'all. I had to rush. So she brought me some pizza rolls. But I want this to be a real investigation. I don't want it to just be training. I want it to be a active venue. I want it to be, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I want it to be real. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it where it's real. Let me catch up on these comments. Let's see. And there's missed you in Huntsville. Yeah, like I said, I missed you too, John. I think you were also talking to Tom, though. Tom was supposed to be joining you up there too. I never used YouTube, so it's all new to me. I have pick and sound, but can't see comments or text on iPad. This is good for tonight. Yeah, for some reason the some of them don't show you the comments. I don't know why. We'll figure that out for you guys. Did all mine fall through? No, John, all yours have not fallen through. As a matter of fact, the two, I'm not going to say who it is, but the two that I'm almost certain is going to happen came from your list. So, yeah, no, they didn't. No, yours have not, all of yours haven't fallen through. All but two did, but we still got two on the line. So, I'll have to check with the case manager and the producer. They're the ones that's been working on it. So, but yeah, no, they didn't fall through. Michelle Bowen. Is that any kin to John Bowen? I see a wave from Michelle Bowen. John, is your wife named Michelle? That would be really weird if she is. Do we have about 10 yet for class? No, we don't, Cassandra. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 still for the class. I need 6 more people, so you guys find 6 people. Hello, Paramama. Pizza rolls sound amazing right now, don't they? John, your wife is Michelle Bowen. That's cool. My wife is Michelle too, not Michelle Bowen. I didn't steal her. She's still there. Pizza rolls are amazing, and she brought me some, and I'm going to eat pizza rolls while we talk. I hope that's okay. I'm very hungry. All I've had today was some Jacks, and that was much earlier. But why mustard and not ranch? I don't really like ranch on my pizza rolls. I like ranch on my hot wings, but not on my pizza rolls. I like mustard on my pizza rolls. Can you get info from what, Cassandra? You gotta be more specific. You just said, can I get info from it? What are you talking about? We did talk about that at the comedy club. I'm sorry. I'd forgotten. Hey, Donna. Donna joined us. Hey, Allison. Allison Bowen. You cute thing, you. The class because I missed it. You can take the class. You can get info when you take it. I stole his hoodie. Yeah, he told me. So y'all have 2 now. That's pretty awesome. Was you able to fix yours, that first one, John? You never did tell me. She's giggling. Your wife is Michelle, 2 L's. Yours is... Your wife is Michelle, 2 L's. My wife is 1 L. Your wife is Michelle, 2 L's. Yours is Michelle. They're both not mine, John. One of them's yours. I haven't received my merch as of yet. Cassandra has not received her merch. We just got it in. Literally just got it in. The supplier that made yours was super busy. Just got it in. You should get it this week. Or not should get it this week. You will get it this week. Without a doubt. My mouse, the cursor on the screen was moving. The cat is touching my mouse. That's not the mouse I want you to get. No, the letter's peeling off, but holding on. All right, John, I'm going to call you sometime this week, and I'm going to talk to you about getting that fixed. I think we can fix it. He's trying. I know he's trying to give you away, Michelle. He was trying to give me both Michelles. I can't handle the Michelle I got. Where's Tom? Tom's here. What comedy show? He's talking about the Rated R Rudolph that we went to last year. That everybody was invited to, but you didn't come. I'm just kidding. I know people can't make it to everything. Double trouble. There you go. Neither can he. There's Tom Cassandra. Tom Cassandra was asking where you was. Well, guys, we need a CAPI date night. We do need a CAPI date night. Most definitely we need a CAPI date night. We need to do a couples night. Absolutely. Do a big thing so we can do a meet and greet kind of thing. We're getting close to finding a site. I'm excited. Yes, it's going to happen, Cassandra. Everybody, it's going to happen. I promise you. I'm not going to let you guys down. Push come to shove, we'll just investigate my house. Everybody come here and do my house. My wife would kill me. Guaranteed. I don't know, Veronica. That's how I tell who's here. Ashley's here, Cappy's here, Cassandra, Donna, John, Katie, Michelle, Tom, and Veronica. Okay, I just figured out how I can tell who's all here. Pop out, trap, toggle.
Everything okay?
Yeah, doing good. I just figured out how I can tell who all's here. And participants.
Nice.
Can I invite somebody?
What do you mean?
Veronica's having trouble. She can't get it to.
All she's gotta do is go click the. I'll share it. I'll send it to her in a Facebook message.
Okay, Veronica, Corey's fixing to send you something on the PM, so he's gonna figure it out for you. I no longer will be able to make it for an investigation, unfortunately. Well, that sucks. Why can't you make it? Yeah, Ashley, John went. I wanted to go, but I couldn't go. I had to work. And Tom was supposed to go, but I think something happened. He couldn't make it either, but John went. Oh, yeah, he says, yeah, it was super creepy and remote. I didn't stay long. Nothing wrong with that. I was wondering how you invited someone. I don't know. Corey's fixing to send it to Veronica, so she can share it with you. Donna says I have issues connected with someone sends me a link. Okay. We'll get it sent right out to you. Did anyone watch The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix? I saw it, but I saw it advertised, but I didn't watch it. I usually don't watch those things because they just butcher the paranormal. But I'll have to check it out. Katie, why can't you come to an investigation? What if we come to Texas and do an investigation? Will you make it then? Yeah, me too, Ashley. I don't like those reenactments. Yeah, thank you, Tom. You guys, if you don't have a Google account, you have to create that. That might be why y'all aren't showing up. The Hill House was good. I'll have to check it out. Hello, Sacramento Paranormal Investigators. SPI, Spy. That's a cool name, Spy. Thank you for popping in. We are CAPI, Central Alabama Paranormal Investigations. Welcome to the show. Hi there in San Francisco. Hello, Callie. But yeah, I am going to make that happen. Everybody, I want everybody, like I said, especially if you did the class, I want you at the investigation. Yes, Ashley, of course you can. That's what the show's all about. I was just fixing to say that now that we've talked about everything. I was going to say, do we have any questions tonight? You most certainly can ask a question about an EVP. Shoot. Go for it. That's why I do what I do. How's the paranormal going there? Sacramento, I bet you got to stay pretty busy. Yeah, I apologize for eating pizza rolls on air like this. I couldn't help it. I was starting to get the shakes. Okay, Ashley says, for some reason, I get lots of EVPs and responses. She does, y'all. She gets a lot of EVPs. Some good ones, too. But never get a name. What are some good questions to ask during an EVP session to get a name? That's a very good question. It also is where your research comes into play. The best way to get a name on an EVP is to already know the name, Ashley. That is the best way to get an EVP. Do your research. See if you can get a name of a possible entity that's still there through your research. Past owners, usually creators, the person that built the house. If it's an older house, usually it was built by an occupant instead of like a company. But yeah, do research. That's the best way to get a name. If you already know the name, then you can sometimes coax them into saying a name. Try just saying a name, just making up a name in your head. I've had luck with that before too, where you just go in and you say, is Bob with us, or is your name Bob, or is your name John, or whatever, and sometimes they'll correct you. Once I even asked, will you give me your name? And the response was, no. There you go. Yeah, sometimes they just won't do it. Pizza roll sounds good. They are good, Sacramento. Or Spy. I'm going to call you Spy. Research is always good, but it's hard and it takes time, but it's always good. Research isn't hard. Definitely not hard if you know how to do it. It does take time, but it's worth it. I don't think you should investigate anywhere that you haven't done your research on. That you haven't at least attempted to do research on. Also, it could be the land. It's tainted. Don't know where you're going with that one, Spy. So you'll have to explain that one. Yeah, right, Tom? Tom says any tragedy at the location. That's stuff you want to find out. Do your research. Y'all know I'm a big advocate for research. Cassandra saved her life. I really believe she saved her life by doing the research that she did. And contacting me and me doing research. And we found out that guy was freaking wacko. Y'all remember the guy that looked like he was the spawn of Charles Manson? He was already wanted for stalking. There's no telling what would have happened. Research. I disagree with what Spy said just a little bit. It is good to do your research. Only thing I disagree with, it does take time, so I agree with that part, but it's not hard. Research is not hard. Cassandra, tell them how long it took me to find out that guy was not a good idea for you to go there. Sometimes I get responses when mentioning names, but never confirmation. A name is really rare, actually. It really is. It's really rare for them to say a name. As a matter of fact, they're more apt to say your name than they are theirs. In the South, it's sometimes easy to get a name by reminding them that it's the correct thing to do. I have had a lot of luck with reminding them of their Southern manners. If we get something, and I want to know a name, or if I want to check a name out, if I already know a name through our research and I want to check it out, I'll say, "Hi, my name is Johnny. I'm pleased to meet you." And then if I don't get anything, I'll remind them that it's polite to introduce themselves. So sometimes that'll work too. So just give it a shot. Spy said, ask him if his name is Charlie the next time you do an EVP, or Charles. Yeah, that's just saying a name off the top of your head is a good way to do it too, Ashley. It wasn't me. I believe it was Melissa or Katie. What are you talking about, Cassandra? Oh, yeah. It was Melissa. I'm sorry, Cassandra. I'm getting everybody. Y'all just a bunch of Southern belles. I can't tell you apart. You know the vampire killer Richard Chase. He did some of his killings where I live. Oh, wow, Spy. I had never lived. I saw what you had said earlier that the house that you're living in is haunted. It's active. I had never in all my life been doing this since I was 8 years old. Sorry about the noise, y'all. My cat's walking around being nosy. But I'd never lived in a haunted house, an active house, until we did an investigation and I invited the child spirit to come live with us, and he did. So now I do live in a active house. I now have pizza rolls. All right, Michelle. She got her pizza rolls. Let's do a toast. Salute. You dip in your ranch, I'll dip in my mustard. I'm back. Johnny made me hungry. I'm good. Yeah, Cassandra, it was Melissa. That's who I don't know why I said you. I just got you two mixed, the names mixed up. Spy, just like your Facebook. I'll go check it out too. Absolutely. Y'all go look, check out Spy's Facebook page. Y'all go check it out and like it. Absolutely. That was good, wasn't it? Bourbon. Oh, I'd love to have a nice glass of room temperature bourbon right now. All I've got in the house is tequila. I may be getting to go in the okayed house behind me. Awesome. Let us know how it goes. Ashley, did that answer your question? Ooh, tequila. Do you like tequila, Michelle? I love tequila. That is my drink of choice. I love rum and Coke, but when I'm wanting to hit something hard, that's my drink of choice is tequila. Me too. We have something in common, Michelle. When we do date night, on the couples night, me and you can hit tequila. Yeah, we need to do that pretty soon. That would be awesome. Have everybody go at one time. Have you ever checked out the home in old Alabama town? I've never investigated it. I've heard about it, but no, I've never investigated it. Excuse me. Murder, suicide, and other deaths. Spy's very random. Michelle said sold. Yes, that helps. I'll try some random names the next time and see if that helps, and hopefully I'll get better at finding good resources to research.
Did you get it?
Do what?
Veronica.
She's on here, so I guess so. Veronica, did you get that?
Well, if she's on there, then yeah.
I don't know if she's on the chat. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
Oh.
Well, she's on
Yeah,
here,
she
but I'm
is.
saying she's not chatting. Though. That's
Yeah,
what I was saying.
She's on there.
Yeah. Well, she's been on it. She just couldn't chat.
I'll tell
That
her
was
sign
her
into her
problem.
Google account on YouTube, I think. Yeah, that's what the people were having problems before. All they gotta do is sign into YouTube with their Google account.
That's what Tom and I were telling them, that they've got to, if they don't already have it, they've got to create a Google.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Get this back down here. I don't have a date. Not iPad. Works on phone. Cool. Good. Just stay on the phone, and we'll figure out your iPad later. Operation Find Donna a Date. Yep, let's find Donna a date. Tom's available. Tom, you want to buddy up with Donna? Yes, Veronica's on. Yeah, I just saw her. You have to have a Google account, and if you don't have one, just go in there real quick. It's super simple. Make one, and then, like Tom says, activate the chat. Yeah, we'll find you a date, Donna. Yeah, what about Carl, Donna? I don't think Carl's into the paranormal thing. Tell him it's not a paranormal night, it's just a date night. We're just going to go out and get drunk and stupid. I was just kidding about the drunk part. We're just going to get stupid. We might get drunk too. I don't know. We should. All right, is everybody good on the chat now? I hope so. Ouch. I did not see a comment about Hank Williams. What was the comment about Hank Williams? From you? Tequila, drunk, and stupid. I'm game. John, I'm liking your wife. Your wife is rocking, man. Hank Williams' grave, I've been there. I've seen it. I have never investigated it. I didn't have any reason to. I see what you're saying now. I missed that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've been to his grave just because I wanted to go, because I was a big fan. But I didn't investigate it or anything. I don't do graves. I don't do cemeteries and grave sites. I'm trying to bring up ideas. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Cassandra. Keep bringing them up. I didn't say it was a bad idea, and I didn't say you shouldn't go investigate. I'm just saying Johnny don't investigate cemeteries and graves. John says, "Watch it, Johnny." I ain't trying to steal her from you, buddy. I'm just saying I like her. I think me and her are going to get along just fine. How do you feel about the paranormal? Have we talked about that, John? How does your wife feel about the paranormal? Is she into it? Or is it just your thing? You guys throw your questions out too now. It's still a paranormal show. We're going to talk about getting together and getting drunk and going on investigations and all that, but we can still do questions as well. Y'all hit me with anything you got. Y'all know I love myself some questions. Anybody can stump me like John did gets a free t-shirt. Boom. How about that? Let's talk about that really quick. I don't have any merch in here with me right now. It's in the other room, and I don't want to leave you guys. Not going drunk on investigations. No, but pizza roll, tequila couples. Right. Kind of show. Yeah, no, right? Pizza roll and tequila. Actually, that sounds pretty good. I found out that pizza and tequila and chicken wings and tequila is very good. No, going drunk on investigations. Yeah, we're not going to get drunk on doing investigations. Definitely not. Absolutely not. Y'all, let me tell you what I did. My wrist hurts. I twisted my ankle. I had to serve some papers, and so I go up to the house and I knock on the door. It had this big deck. It was a double wide trailer out in the middle of nowhere, and it had this huge deck, and then, had steps going up to the deck. Well, the deck was brand new. You could tell. You could smell the wood. You could still smell the yellow wood, and the steps looked like someone had just put steps up against it because they were older metal and wood steps. The old iron frame with wood steps on them that you see on trailers. I think they were going to build more off of the deck, but they just hadn't done it yet. So they put these old steps, probably the steps that was up against the trailer to begin with, before they put the deck up there, so that you could get onto the deck and go into the house. So anyway, I go in, I go up the steps, no problem. I kind of bounce up the steps and get on the deck and walk up and knock, knock, knock. The lady comes out, and I told her who I'm looking for, and she says, yeah, she's here. Hold on. And she went and got her, and probably a minute, 45 seconds to a minute later, the lady comes. So there was no time involvement there. I mean, it was just really quick. She comes to the door. I ask her name. She tells me her name. I explained to her what the summons is that I'm serving her and everything, and that takes me about 30 seconds to explain that. And so she said, okay, no problem, I'll take care of it. And so I said, okay, thank you, you have a good day. And we talked about her dog for about 10 seconds, and then I turned and walked away. She went inside, and I turned and walked across the deck. Now, the deck took me about probably 5-6 seconds to walk across it, because it wasn't just like walk away from the trailer to go down. It was a big deck. So it takes you a good 5 to 8 seconds to walk across the deck. So I get to the top step on the steps, and I step on it. No problem. I get to the second step, I step on it. Get to the third step, stepped on it, and then I heard it. As soon as I stepped on it, I heard, and just as I looked down, the entire step just disintegrated out from under me. So I go down. This is only the third step I think there were like 8 steps. It was a big steps. So I'm only on the third one. So my foot goes down into the steps. Luckily, there was a brace going across where the frame was at, on the I guess the A-frame of the step, if you will. And I stepped on that as I went down, and I fell forward and hit the ground. The first thing to hit was this hand, and it didn't hurt at first, so it was never even part of the equation. I never even thought anything about it. But today, it started hurting really bad right in the bend. And I said, yeah, that's where because whenever I went down, I kind of caught myself with this hand, and it kind of, I'm a big boy. So that's 250 pounds of, solid hitting that wrist. And that was the only thing I caught myself with. I had my clipboard in this hand, and so I should have threw it and caught myself with both hands. But, when it happens like that, you don't think about stuff like that. I just put my free hand down, and, man, that wrist has been bothering me. I think I may have sprained my wrist a little bit too. It just took it a couple of days to pop up. But I twisted my ankle so bad that it swole up big time. You couldn't even see my ankle anymore. I mean, it swole up big. So I had to hobble around for a couple of days. I'm always hurting myself on investigations, and like I said, the team used to say if it's not a successful investigation unless Johnny hurts himself. So, but yeah, it's me being clumsy. And I go back to the door after I finally get up, and I turn and I look up the steps, and at the back of the truck, and there's nobody there. I'm like, geez, do you not hear all of that? Because it made a heck of a racket. 250-pound guy falling off the back of your deck, it's going to make some racket, so it made a lot of noise. Plus, everything's new, so it's still moving and everything, so I hobbled around. I couldn't go back up the steps because that third one was gone, and I could barely walk. And so I kind of grabbed onto their deck and just walked myself all the way around the deck, and then took my clipboard and banged on the trailer with the clipboard. And finally they came out. I said, hey, I just want to let you know I'm coming down your steps. The third step broke. I fall. And I don't want you to come out here. And they had little toddlers. I said, I don't want y'all coming out here and not knowing it. Because it was getting about dusk when it happened. And I said, I don't want y'all to fall, so I want to just let you know your step broke. And she says, oh my gosh, how did that happen? And she was super, super nice. She was like, oh my God, are you okay? Do you need to go to the hospital? Blah, 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 all this stuff. I said, no, I'm not into all that crap. I said, I'm fine. I think I just twisted my ankle. And I did. I twisted it good. But she was super, super sweet about it. But once again, Johnny hurt himself. And today, like I said, my wrist has been killing me. Tom says, I have a very nice digital camera. How large of a SIM card should I have? They have those. Did the Infinite cards come out yet? I'll have to ask the producer about that. He'll know. But if you can get a hold of one of the Infinites, if they're out, that's what you need. You can never have too much space, Tom. If that's what you're getting at, you can never, ever have enough space. When I first started doing this in the 70s and early 80s, I had a Polaroid that I could shoot 10 shots with at a time before I had to load another one, another disc, another cartridge. So, I mean, you know, my case studies wasn't very long, but now if we come out of an investigation with less than 1,500 pictures, we didn't do something right. And I'm coming out of investigations with thousands, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 pictures. So yeah, you can never have enough space. So just get the biggest one you possibly can. And if I don't know, I'm thinking that Infinite is out now, that you can get, that it's just like it's infinite space. Tell you like hubby tells me, bubble wrap. Right, Michelle? People have told me that before too, that I needed to wrap myself in bubble wrap every time I walked out my front door. That wouldn't work either, because I've fallen down our steps, and our steps are huge. We're going to have a 2-story home, and our steps is 14 or 15 steps all the way up. So yeah, I've fallen down those things from the top. I've fallen from every position on that step. I used to fall down that thing all the time. I've got lots extra bubble wrap I can send you. Thank you, Cassandra. Ashley says, how do you feel about traveling spirits? Do you believe spirits are restricted to a particular location, or do you think they can go from place to place? I know they can follow, but at random. I don't believe there is any such thing as restricted spirits. To me, that is just complete and utter nonsense. It's just hogwash. Oh, you wasn't in the class, was you? I was supposed to say, how are you going to take my class and ask a question like that? But you didn't take the class, that's how. But yeah, that whole being bound somewhere or anything like that. Now, I do believe a weaker entity can be held by a stronger entity to feed off the energy. I do believe, because I've seen that, and I've done cleansings where you knew that they were just released. I mean, that's just wow. I mean, that's, everybody there was in tears. That was just the most emotional and spiritual moment in a while. But yeah, they can be bound by another entity or a darker entity. But as far as being bound by, because you know, you used to hear that crap, a spirit is bound to wherever it was killed. If it was murdered, it can't leave that area until the murderer is brought to justice, or, you know, some of that hogwash crap. No, I don't believe that there's any time that there can be restricted to a certain area or space. Remember, guys, what happens when we die? The only physical thing that happens when we die is we lose our car. That's it. You know, our big sack of bones, our meat sack, is nothing but a car. It's a vehicle for us to travel around in. That's all it is. We lose that when we die. We walk out of that. We step out of that when we die. So now we don't have those limitations that this big meat sack has got. You know, I can't walk through a wall, or I can't travel through time and space, or whatever. I'm not saying an entity can either. I don't know that. Nobody does. But your limitations are endless. I mean, are non-existent, pretty much. When you don't have this vehicle in your way. So no, I do not believe that they can be restricted to anywhere. They can go wherever they want to. And I think they do go wherever they want to. That's why I don't do cemeteries. I have done cemeteries in the past, and I've never had any good luck at them. And it just makes sense to me. Why in the hell would a spirit stick around a freaking graveyard, that's got a big marble or concrete stone with his death date etched into it? To me, the worst thing in the world would be standing next to my grave while my family's there crying. I mean, who would want us to watch that? I don't want to watch that. I want my family to come and visit my grave if they can, if they feel that they can, or whatever. But I'm not going to have a grave. But I'm saying, if that's what they want to do, you know, if they want to come visit as a memorial, that's fine. And I want them to do that for closure. But I'm not going to stick around there and watch that. That would kill me, to watch my wife stand over a grave that I'm in and she's bawling her eyes out. That would freaking kill me emotionally. So, no, I mean, what idiot would want to stick around and watch all that? So, that's why I don't do. I mean, they're not bound to anything. They can do whatever they want. How new is the card? Oh, you're talking to Tom, aren't you? No, JR has a spirit. No, Junior has a spirit that follows him. Are you saying Junior? That's your son, Donna? I'm thinking that's what she's saying there. I don't think she's talking about me. Because I don't have one that follows me. You can get up to 500 gigabyte card. 512 gigabytes. Yeah, and that's... you ain't going to fill that up. I have fallen down our steps. We have 5. Yeah, we have 14 or 15. That's always been... I've broken my wrist, and I think I broke a rib one time. But I never go to the hospital or anything like that because it's a waste of time and money. But so I don't know for sure if I broke the rib, but it felt like it. And I have had broken ribs before, and I know how that feels. It hurts like crap. Things happen around him. Doors open, close cabinet doors open. Things go missing. Yeah, you've told us that before. Do you really lose your bowels when you die? Yes, Donna, a lot of people do. It depends on if they needed to go or not. You will pee and poop yourself. You won't. Your body will. You won't even be there. Right, Ashley, thank you. I remember Grant saying that. When he dies, you can find my ghost at Disneyland. That's right. I'm not going to be hanging around some dreary old house. Yeah, I figured that's who you was talking about, Donna. It's a location and date stamp. Plus I have 2 64 cards. Yeah, get you one of those 512 gigabytes. They were talking, I don't know if John's heard about this or not, but they were talking about that there's an infinite card coming. It's infinite. You can't, it'll just always be there. So, what about heaven, Cassandra? You say, what about heaven? What about it? That was my last pizza roll, guys. I'm going to stop being rude now. 64 gigs is plenty. You're right. He's got 2 of them. He's not going to fill that up. I mean, you can, but that's a buttload of pictures, man. We were talking about the afterlife and ghosts. I plan on being there. Oh, in heaven? Yeah. Do y'all really want me to talk about that? Much like my book that's coming, talks about, yes, you can believe in heaven and hell and all that, be a paranormalist. Excuse me. Much better than Disneyland, right? I believe 100% my belief. It's not nothing's carved in stone because we don't know until we get there. But don't get me wrong. I know you can have faith and all of that, but don't be so arrogant to say just because you're a Christian, and I'm not picking on Christians either, but don't be so arrogant to say just because you're a Christian, your faith means more than an atheist's faith means that there is no heaven. All right? So don't knock them because that's not what they believe. All right? I don't believe it. I'm not an atheist. I'm not saying that. You can be Christian and be paranormal at the same time. I really and truly believe with all my heart, and this has come from a lot of studies and a lot of, because guys, y'all don't understand, whenever I was first slapped in the face by the paranormal. I was growing in the process of growing up in a Pentecostal setting. I'd had some Catholic experiences. I'd had some Baptist experiences, and I was growing up in a Pentecostal church. So my head was filled with, we die, we go to heaven or we go to hell. That's it. We do not collect $200. We do not pass go. Blah blah blah. We don't do anything. That's it. You die. You're judged. You go. Pentecostal, traditional Pentecostal doesn't believe in purgatory or any of that stuff. It's you're dead. Boom. It's game over. You're either going to heaven or you're going to hell after judgment. I believe that we have a choice on whether we stay or not. Because all my life I was told this, that we die, we go to heaven, we go to hell. That's it. No other options. That's it. Obviously, that's not true. You can't be a paranormalist and believe that that's true, because if that was true, then there would be no ghost. And I have seen ghosts. I know they exist. And I know for a fact that they're not all demons, like a lot of the Pentecostals believe. And I'm not picking on Pentecostals either. So if there's a Pentecostalist on here, I'm not picking on you. That's just what I grew up in. That's what I know. All right? I don't pick on Catholics and Baptists and Pentecostals and Presbyterians and Church of Gods and Assembly of Gods and Baptists and all that stuff. New Age Baptists, traditional Baptists, all that stuff. I don't do all that. The only ones I pick on are the occults, like Seventh-day Adventists and Church of Christ. Those aren't religions, they're cults, so they deserve to be picked on. But I really believe that we have a choice. I think that because how else does is there somebody standing there waiting for you to die, and then when you die, he says, okay, you're going to heaven, go ahead, go. You're going to hell, you don't have a choice, go over here. You're going to be a ghost, you stay here. Let's see, heaven, ghost goes, hell, definitely, heaven, come on, really? I think we have a choice. I think we're given that choice on whether we pass over and step into the third parallel or not, what we want to do in life, or we want to go, or in our afterlife. So, people disagree with me, that's great. That's why the paranormal is so awesome, because there are so many different theories. But and that's why we live in America, because you can have your difference of opinion. Just like Donna obviously says she doesn't believe in heaven. I didn't see that. John is a location and date stamp. You're getting me. Where did she say she didn't? Oh, I don't believe in heaven. Okay, I see it now. The infinity card is a Wi-Fi option. Okay, John, I'm gonna have to check on that. Yeah, because I don't know enough about it. But yeah, much better than Disneyland. I guess tagging location would be helpful. Also, latitude, longitude. I know that. I've got that program, Tom. I love it. I can do a picture and it does the timestamps. It gives me lat and long and all that stuff. I love that thing. I'm just talking to an old friend about there and my beliefs in heaven. If you don't believe in heaven, what do you believe in? I actually believe the paranormal and Christianity go hand in hand. My church even had a really interesting study recently that got me thinking and actually helped me understand why ghosts are here. Holy crap, Ashley, I need to talk to you. Where do you go to church? I would really love to talk to your pastor. But how do we know that we can't go to heaven and come back from time to time to check on our loved ones? We don't, Katie. We don't know that. That's a very big possibility. I kind of like that theory. The only thing is there's not supposed to be any sadness or tears in heaven. So if you go to heaven and you come back and you see your kid, I don't know, in jail, or you're family member murdered or something like that. How would that work? You just forget about it? I don't know. But so I don't know how that would work. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think that's a definite possibility that we could, that's a very good point. I believe in at the end of time, all the meek ones inherit the earth. I'm not arrogant at all. I believe in Jesus and his sacrifice for me. Not anything I did to deserve it, but what he did for me. Aw, Cassandra, you're so awesome. The Bible also says the dead in Christ will rise first during the rapture. There has to be something here to be raised, right, John? That's another argument that I've raised quite a bit. I can't wait for you guys to read the book. I think individual discussion on religion should be left one-on-one. I think individual beliefs on religion should be left one-on-one. I don't think individual discussion on religion should be left one-on-one. If we did that, then that kind of goes against everything that Christianity stands for, Tom. I'm not saying you're Christian, and I'm not saying you're bad if you're not. I'm just saying that kind of what you just said goes against, I don't know if that's what you meant to say, but that kind of goes against everything that the Bible stands for and that Christianity stands for. Because if we did that, then how would we preach to the masses? Jesus definitely did not teach keeping it one-on-one. Jesus was cool. Jesus knew what to do. That's like people talking about you got to go to church to be a Christian. No, you don't. That ain't nothing but a building. You need to be out in the slums, finding the flock, finding out what happened. But yeah, no, I don't believe it. Please leave a like on the video if you're enjoying the live stream. Also, feel free to share and subscribe to our new YouTube channel. Yes, please, everybody, go leave a like. Leave a like and subscribe and share. Please. We're going to get this channel going. And it can mean nothing but great things for CAPI and everybody involved. So, yeah, it's going to be great. Y'all please do that for me. Give a like. How do they say it? Smash that like button and jam that share button. Or subscribe buttons. Y'all subscribe and share and everything. Thank you, Corey, for posting that. Okay, where did I leave off at? Let's see. The Bible also says the dead in Christ. Yeah, I read that. And I agree with you, John. It says the dead in Christ shall rise. So there's got to be something to rise, right? Let's see. I read that one. I'll message you. It was really deep, and I don't even know if I'd be able to explain it, but it was really interesting. I know it was very interesting, and I would love to be able to speak with him. That's very rare. You have a very rare pastor. Forgotten Shadows, welcome to the group. Welcome to the discussion. I think sharing beliefs is a positive thing, as is discussion, but if you're going to do such a thing, it should be out of sharing ideas, not with the goal of winning an argument. Yeah, of course. I don't think sharing beliefs in religion and eternity or in morality at all in general should ever be done as a debate to win or lose, of course. But I like what you just said. Thank you, Forgotten Shadows. That's awesome. This discussion based upon a preset subject. I hate disagreeing with you, Tom, because I love you so much. But I'm sorry. I can't get on board with you on that one, buddy. How can you preset a subject if it's two different beliefs? I mean, you can't just say I'm going to preset this as a religion. I mean, because that's too vast. And you can't discuss religion as religion. You have to discuss it as a sect. Why didn't Jesus ever get married and have kids? Well, Some people say he did, Donna. There are missing books of the Bible, so that could be possible. But if you are Christian, you know that that wasn't his purpose for being here. We are the bride of Christ. Exactly. Thank you, Michelle. We are the bride of Christ. His whole reason for being here was to do what he did. To preach, to open the minds of all of the closed-minded Christians and the church, and then to sacrifice himself for us so that we may Forgotten Shadows. So is this stream about ghost or God? Forgotten Shadows, cool. I like Forgotten Shadows already. It's a paranormal channel, sponsored through CAPI, Central Alabama Paranormal Investigations. Forgotten Shadows. But we get off on anything paranormal we talk about. So ghosties and all sorts of other goodies. That's right, Michelle. Thank you. Let's see. It's difficult because unless both sides already agree in the discussion, it's going to be a debate when it comes to religion. But if both sides do already agree, there isn't much to talk about. Exactly. I agree with that part too. It's not a debate when it comes to religion, though. That's like you can't debate on mortality or immortality. I mean, it's cut and dry, you know. So I mean, it's not really a. I mean, it can be. I see what you're saying. It definitely can be if you've got a Muslim and a Christian, you know, or a Jew and a Johnny, you know. But yeah, so it definitely can be, but it shouldn't be. When you're talking about religion, it shouldn't be a debate because I shouldn't question what your beliefs are. I can tell you what my beliefs are, but I don't believe in telling you my beliefs as to, I don't know, turn you or to, you know, to, I mean, because it does say, the Bible does say to do that, but I think that's what your beliefs are is between you and God. You know, and you're unless you know are atheist or you know hard to discuss and type. Yes, it is. But yeah, I see where you're going. I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but yeah, I see where you're going with that Forgotten Shadows, and I agree. I just don't think it should be a debate, but it can be. It certainly can be. Actually, random question. What do you think about ceiling crawlers? What do I think about ceiling crawlers? How they work well in Hollywood. I don't know what that question means. I'm sorry, Ashley. You lost me on that one. Like from Zelda? There is no such thing as a ceiling crawler, Ashley. And I'm not going to say you can't go out there and Google it and find something on them. You might can, but it's crap. It's Hollywood. That's all it is. Forgotten Shadows. The question was asked about what our thoughts were on heaven. That's how we got on this topic. No, the question was not asked about what our thoughts was on heaven. The question was that the statement was made that I do not believe in heaven. Not me. I'm saying someone else said I don't believe in heaven. And then they said, well, what do you believe in? So that's what started this. Lizards. Are you talking about ceiling crawlers? That's what you think about ceiling crawlers, Cassandra? They're lizards. It was on a recent episode of Kindred Spirits. Yeah, Ashley! Shaking baby syndrome. Shaking baby syndrome. Stop taking it literally. It's Hollywood. It's entertainment. Be entertained, but do not take it literally. If we don't disagree and don't debate, then what are we talking about? Y'all say your thing, I'll say mine, and then the conversation will die. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't debate. I wish I could say what I was going to say, but I'm not going to say that because it would just clear that right up. But I'm not saying you can't debate religion, Forgotten Shadows. I believe in debating religion on certain aspects, but I'm saying when it comes to your beliefs on religion, it should not be a debate. I can share my beliefs, and you can share your beliefs. That's what we were talking about, was beliefs, not religion in general. You can debate religion, but when it comes to beliefs, who are you to tell me that I'm wrong, and who am I to tell you that you're wrong? That's what that whole thing was. You can debate religion. I just don't believe you should debate your belief in religion. You can share it, and you can hopefully turn a bad person good, but I don't think it should ever be a debate. That's between you and God. That's what's wrong with that. Not saying you, Forgotten Shadows, because I don't even know you. I haven't seen you before tonight. But what I'm saying is the debate on belief of religion is what turns more people away from the church than the devil himself. My cat is fixing to make a huge mess, and I'm going to be very angry. Casper, get down. Get down. I hope I didn't blow y'all's eardrum. Sorry. What was I saying? I don't think that you can debate religion, but you shouldn't debate belief. Because in debating it, you're going to tell me I'm wrong, and I'm going to tell you you're wrong. And that kind of arrogancy doesn't belong in the discussion, I believe. I can tell you what I believe in as far as immortality goes, mortality. I can tell you what I believe in as far as our afterlife and the third parallel and all of that good stuff. But I shouldn't debate that. If you say no, I'm wrong, then that's your opinion and that's your belief. And I think that's your freedom and your religion are something that should never be questioned. That's between you. That's in your heart, and you're between you and your maker, your creator. So, or the lack thereof, depending on the belief. So. Now let me catch up to some of the discussion. Sorry about that. It's my tab. I believe, where am I at? I believe in heaven, just not in the way the Bible or other book put it. I'm a pagan. Okay, cool. I see what you're saying. Trying to find a lighter subject than religion. I know, actually. I'm not looking to debate. I'm just saying I've seen people in two different religions, not necessarily beliefs, come together and not debate. Well, that's exactly what I just said, but that's contradictory to what you said, Forgotten Shadows. You're confusing me now. Or maybe that's the way I took it. I don't know. But yeah, I agree. Two different religions can certainly come together without debating. Absolutely. You guys ever want to see a good religion discussion? Go listen to the Baptists talk to the Church of Christ. That's one heck of a discussion. So the upcoming, it's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Tom. That's not an anticipate. That's a definite. That's one. That's part of it that is written in stone. We're going to start. I've already said all this. Tom's been drinking again, y'all. I'm just playing, buddy. Even Donna knew. Look, Tom. I think he said Friday through Sunday. Even Donna knew. Remember, I told you guys we're going to start arriving at about between 4 and 5. No, Cassandra said, what about heaven? No, she did not. Katie, go back and look. She said, or actually you said, oh, you're talking about what started the word heaven. Okay, yeah, but that didn't start the discussion on religion. What started the discussion on religion was Donna saying she didn't believe in heaven. And then you asking her what she did believe in. Don't try to step on me. I'll take you down. So, I'm just playing. But yeah, you're right. It did start with what about heaven. But the whole discussion on it, on religion, got off whenever she said she didn't believe in heaven, which is fine. That's her beliefs, and I'm more power to her. But it's going to start around 4 o'clock, between 4 and 5, arriving, and then getting settled in and everything, and hopefully by 6:30 or 7 we can start investigating. We'll investigate until everybody says, let's stop investigating that first night. And then we'll investigate all day Saturday. We'll take breaks. We'll investigate all day Saturday and Saturday night and early Sunday morning. We'll investigate all that time. Just people as they need to go to leave to eat or sleep or whatever, they can do that. But there's always, once we start investigating Friday night at around 6:30, 7 o'clock, excuse me, there'll be opportunities to investigate the entire time. So it will be Friday through Sunday, regardless. And then Sunday, before sunup, we'll be investigating, of course. And then, of course, everybody needs to get some sleep because they got a long, some people has a long way to travel. Like Katie's, she's not coming, I'm sorry. There were some Georgia people. Donna's in Kentucky. So there's some people that are a good ways off. You're in Atlanta. So, people get some sleep if they need to before they leave. And then when everybody gets up Sunday, we're going to have a lunch together and say our goodbyes and all that good stuff. And then everybody goes home until the next time. But yeah, that's how that's gonna run. So upcoming potential investigate how many days do you I think he said but none of us did that. But none of us did that, Johnny. I don't know what you're saying, Cassandra. Anyway. Yeah, talk about third parallel? Okay, we can do that. I want to talk about ghosts. Sure, let's talk about ghosts. Baptist debating Church of Christ at the liquor store. Right? I'm Baptist. How you Baptist and don't believe in heaven? You a funny Baptist. You done got me all kinds of confused now, Donna. Oh, we found a place. No, we haven't found a place yet, Cassandra. He was asking the investigation, wherever it's going to be, how is it going to go? Talk about the merch for a second. I need to pay for my shirt. How do I go about that? PM me. That's the only way to do it. I grew up in a haunted house and I have experience with lucid dreaming and astral etheric projection. Cool. I'd love to have a beer with Forgotten Shadows. Oh, about us putting us. No, I didn't. Nobody say you put anybody's beliefs down. I was saying you don't do that. Not you or us, but anybody. We don't put anybody's beliefs down. I wish I'd have grew up in a haunted house. Let's talk about that a little bit, Forgotten Shadows. Your astral and... You talk about it. All right, what do y'all want to talk about? We'll talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Third parallel. I'm sorry, y'all. I have a one-track mind. Okay. You want to talk about ghosts? What do we want to talk about? Y'all tell me. Our producer said we need to blow this one out of the park. It's our first night on YouTube. We do need to blow it out of the park. Oh yeah, Forgotten Shadows. I love anything better. Yeah, absolutely. I loves myself some tequila. The difference between TV and real life paranormal. Doing that, they the discussion. Difference between TV and real life paranormal. John, you know the difference between TV and real life paranormal. Johnny like to kill you. Yeah, I do. It's just that with beer it takes forever to get trashed. I don't drink much, but when I didn't do, I'm doing it for the effect, not the taste. There you go. I like the taste. But yeah, right. Our producer wants us to get in there and do something. Knock it out of the park. People in the control booth are telling me to knock it out. So, what did y'all say? Is that what we're talking about? The third parallel or ghost or what? I want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. Uh-oh. Can you guys still see me? TV ghost is fake. Well, of course they are. Any movies, that's all just, and it's destroying the paranormal. Producer, I may need you. Nope, there it is. I got it. I'm just really, really far behind. But not on the comments. All right. Let's talk about the third parallel then. TV ghosts are classified under reality TV and drama. It's not meant to be real. Of course not. It's entertaining. Not including when you were younger, what was the most personal, touching event you experienced? I'm not ready to share that yet, Tom. I'm sorry, buddy. Start by talking about yourself and how you founded CAPI. Y'all trying to get it all personal now. But, I was very, very young whenever I first got my first experience with the paranormal. And from that time, y'all don't want me to say this again, do you really? Let's talk about the third parallel. Yeah. I haven't watched that yet, but I agree. But I started when I was very, very young, around 8 years old. I had an experience And that got me interested in the paranormal. 40 years later, well, CAPI's been around since 2000, what, producer? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever it is. But yeah, I started CAPI because of that. I started CAPI because I wanted to bring out the real paranormal. The one thing I learned in 40 plus years in doing this, I was doing it before it was cool. But the one thing I did learn is that if you go by what television and a lot of books and a lot of paranormal experts out there tell you, all you're doing is just pissing in the wind and doing exactly what they're doing on television. I want the real paranormal out there. That's why I created CAPI. That's why my son and I actually created CAPI. That's why we do what we do. That's why we love it so much. So I've seen 3 people say something, and the producer said something about third parallel, so let's talk about that, if that's okay with everybody else. Do what you got to do. But the third parallel. Your third parallel is your in-between zone. So much paranormal experts as much as paranormal professionals. And professionals simply someone who figured it out to turn a hobby into a job. So they're really just good at faking it. Very good way to put that, Forgotten Shadows. But there are paranormal experts, self-given titles. That's why I always say no one's an expert in this field. Nobody knows. The only way to figure it out for real is to die and go take notes and bring it back. Don't know what third means. Third parallel. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna quit getting distracted, y'all. We have, y'all know what the second parallel is, right? You know, we get into the whole. We're not gonna go through that again. We talked about string theory last time, but whatever we're doing, I wish I had my board in here again. I need to go get my board. But whatever we're doing, that same thing could be happening in a reverse universe. Or I don't really like saying a reverse universe or an alternate universe, because my personal belief is that our existence and our mirrored existence, which would be second parallel, and even if it's in a plate, the plateaus, if you will, each one of those can exist in our universe. All of that can exist in our universe. There's never been anything that's proven that it's not. That everything is, couldn't just be in our universe that we experience. Because we do experience second parallel, and we do experience third parallel, and we do experience our mirrored existence. So if we're experiencing it, to me, I think that means it's in our universe. I could be wrong about that. I don't go that deep into it, but that's just with everything I've looked at. I think that it's in ours. So I don't like saying alternate universe. I think alternate existence is better when you're talking about that. But anyway, your second parallel is your mirrored existence, basically. It's the belief that not so much that everybody has a doppelganger. Oh, doppelganger. I can't talk tonight. Over there, second parallel, mirrored image. Our mirrored existence, but a belief that whatever we do, there's an alternate reaction or an alternate situation that causes an alternate reaction. Remember, when we get to the fork in the road, we decide we're going to go left, and we run into Steven Spielberg, who wants to do a story, and he thinks you're the best person for the job, to be the leading actor or actress. And you become famous and rich. But now if you'd have turned right at that, you would have came to the diner where the lady had just quit, and the owner gets you to promises you the moon and hires you, and you spend 40 years as a waitress or a waiter or a cook in a dive outside of Arizona, and you go nowhere in life. Or if we would have went straight and the train derailed at the intersection.
Front door.
Sorry about that. And squashed your car and you died. All right, so when we make those decisions, we cause reactions. It's not just, okay, well, Johnny's going to live because he didn't go straight into the train derailment. He actually went left and became a movie star. Now he's filthy rich and living in Hawaii because that's where Johnny would live if he was filthy rich. I know this because I've asked him. But, or he went here and became a cook at that little dive just off the interstate. And that's where he's at today. Unhappy with his life and cooking greasy hamburgers. So those aren't the only reactions that are the only our decisions, our action. Those aren't the only actions that's going to happen. There's going to be reactions because of that. Because Johnny didn't die when he went straight, he went. We will talk about that definitely. See paranormal. Okay, I already read that one. If Johnny went to the right, what happened at the restaurant in his absence? Well, if he went to the right, it wasn't in his absence. He was there. Wow, Donna brought up a good point too. I agree with you there, Forgotten Shadows. And I think grandfather paradox is something we should bring up some other time because that's a whole nother thing. But thank you for saying that and remind me about it if you're on another show. Don't say if you're on a show, when you're on another show, because we want you to join us every time, but every Sunday night. But I love what Donna just said, so let me jump over there real quick. She says it's kind of like deja vu. If you feel like you've already been somewhere or done something before, we haven't. Before, you should say before, but you haven't. Don't go into the we thing. When you're doing this, you got to keep it me. Got to keep it singular, okay? Until you get into the reactions of your actions, okay? Yeah, let's don't get into that either yet, Forgotten Shadows, because it's going to take us off topic, and I got to stay on topic. But I see what you're saying. I know what you're saying there. Deja vu is scientifically explained. Yeah, but hypothesis. Okay, hypothesis on that. It's not scientifically. Don't say it like someone's put a nail in the coffin. Because any scientific research, unless it has unbiased proof, then it's still just hypothesis. Okay, Ashley. Cool. All right, so whatever action we decided to take, either left, straight, right, or we decided to stay where we were. We could do that too, or we could turn around and go back the other way. But that's going to stop. If we stay where we're at, then no reaction is going to cause any reaction. So our existence will just stay dormant. There won't be any branches on it, okay? And if we go backwards, then we can't actually go backwards in that sense. We can physically go backwards, but we can't go backwards to effect because we've already been there, all right? Now, can our readmittance, I can't even talk tonight, our readmittance into the past of what we've already done, could it alter something? Absolutely it can, because we're not going to those different directions. See what I'm saying? But let's just stay on topic that what we're doing is we're going into those directions. We're making a decision. We're making an action, and what is the cause and effect of that reaction. So we go to the left, we become a movie star. We go straight, we get killed. We go right, we get cooking a hamburger joint off the interstate. Or if we sit here, we just remain dormant, right? So no matter what happens to us, even if we go straight and get killed, that action is still going to have a reaction, and someone else has got to cook the hamburgers now. Someone else has got to be in Steven Spielberg's movie now. It's going to affect someone else's life, which in turn is going to affect someone else's life, which in turn is going to affect someone else's life. All right, so that's the whole point of dimensional belief. All right, like Shadows Forgotten said. If the second parallel is that alternate dimension is the theory there is it says that if whatever decision that we made or whatever reaction that our decision made is going to be a mirrored action or reaction in the second parallel. All right, it's going to be mirrored to whatever we did. All right, and so what happens when we stand in front of a mirror? Our left becomes our right and our right becomes our left, right? So, excuse me, if our reactions are mirrored, then they're going to be the opposite of whatever we did, right? And so that's what's going to happen. Now, third parallel, here's where that comes into play. We've got our, and I never do these, second parallel, so it's going to run parallel with your world or your, I'll slap myself on the wrist as I say it, universe. But I always like to do it like this because I think we affect that. So yeah, it can still run parallel, but still be at 45 degrees because we affect whatever cause and effect is happening here, or action and reaction is happening here. We affect that. If that whole theory is true, then we do affect that. So our third parallel is where it's in that space in between there. It's that space that second parallel and our existence, our first parallel, us. It's not really called first parallel, but I'm just, trying to make it simple because that's the only way my simple mind can explain it. I don't think I need to make it simple for you. I just got to make it simple for me. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So the third parallel is that in-between space. And I think that's where the entities are. That's where their existence is. And there's a theory that says they can't leave that area. I don't know. I'm not even going to comment on that because nobody knows. And it's impossible to prove or disapprove, so I'm not going to even go there. But I don't think that's true because I've seen ghosts. And I've never had any belief or any indication that I can see into that third parallel like other people have. I've had 2 people without a doubt prove it to me without a shadow of a doubt that they can do it out of thousands. So I know it's possible. But whenever we see, whenever we cause an action, our reaction is going to be in that second parallel, but in the between side is what holds all the answers. Could there be ghosts there, or could it just be mirrored images of our opposites? When we walk down a hallway and we look at the very end and we see a shadow walk by, how do we know that us walking down that hallway didn't cause an equal but separate reaction from our action of walking down that hallway in that third parallel? All right, is that coming in now? I'm trying to keep up with y'all's comments too, so I don't miss any questions because I did earlier in it. Well, everything is just the best guess in science, for all we know. That's true. Nothing in the first place. That's true. We might just be in a locker somewhere, Forgotten Shadows. So we trust what we think to be true based on our best guess. You were almost had me there, and then you dropped me. Let me restate that for you. So we should, or here's where Forgotten Shadows said. I can't talk. Forgotten Shadows said. So we should trust what we think to be true based upon our best guess. No. Because now you're getting into reality, all right, which is definitely not interdimensional. Reality is whatever's happening wherever you're located, wherever in the spectrum, wherever you're at, that's your reality. All right, so your reality, my reality right now might not be the reality over here. And yes, I saw that last comment. I'm fixing to get to that too. But that's why I think that the 2 parallels can't run 100% like this. I think that has to be something like this, and I'll explain that in a minute. I'm glad you asked that. But you know, got me started. See what happens? But anyway, should we trust what we think to be true based upon our best guess? Absolutely not. We should never do that, Forgotten Shadows, because then our whole life, our whole existence, our whole dimensional actions of reactions is a big giant hypothesis, like we said earlier, and it's always going to be our best guess. All right, so let's don't do that. Let me change that statement to say we should trust what we think to be true based upon our best experiences. Okay, so no matter what caused that experience, because the experience that I had whenever I fell through that step the other day and twisted my ankle and hurt my wrist, the experience that I had then, well, look what all had to happen before that. How many people had to walk up those stairs to cause that wear and tear and that fatigue on that step, until that one time whenever Fat Bald Johnny comes up and steps on it and breaks that sucker. So their reactions caused my reaction. All right, it was my first time going up those stairs, so you can't blame it on me. My dimension stayed here. I stayed dominant until, or not dominant, but dominant. I stayed dominant. I stayed dorsal, you know, or get all excited and I can't talk, man. I stayed in my lane. Let me put it that way. I stayed right here. I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but I stayed in my lane. All right, I didn't move until I did, and because thank you, Cassandra. Thank you for being there for me. Dormant. Thank you, Katie. See, Cassandra, you messing me up. That's not what I was trying to say. Katie saved the day. Thank you. Dormant. That's what I've been trying to say. Not dominant, but dormant. I stayed dormant. Thank you very much. I was thinking the wrong person. Cassandra was confusing me even more, and Katie saved the day. But I stayed right here until I did decide to move forward and walk up those. Oh yes, you did. I'm sorry, Cassandra. I see it now. But both of you said the right thing. I was the wrong person. But until I did decide to move forward and go into that train, and I stepped on that step, and then it was at that moment, because of all these hundreds of thousands of steps onto that one step, their actions caused my reaction when I stepped on it the second time. So I'm glad I said that too, because that goes back. Remember what we said about going backwards. I had already went on that, and I actually did cause an effect there, because I did add more fatigue to that step, because it didn't happen until I was coming down. So I did step on it, and I did cause my reaction, my decision to not be dormant anymore and go forward and step on that step did kind of cause that as too, because I played a role in the fatigue. And as I'm coming backwards, I come back and I step on the exact same thing. So that could affect us going backwards too. So that kind of contradicts what I said earlier. So if you look at it that way, then it can affect there. But you can't affect the same action in a different way by going in reverse. Okay, that's why I don't believe we'll ever be able to go forward in time. I'm not going to 100% say it will never happen of us going back in time, because that's something that has happened. It's been etched. It's been recorded. But it hasn't happened yet. So forward, I don't think is ever going to be possible. But that's just my opinion. Don't get started on time travel. But if we're cause and action, there's going to be a reaction to it. And where was I at whenever I said you had said? Okay. It was also traumatized the driver that ran over you. There absolutely Forgotten Shadows. That's another reaction that conductor's going to have to know that someone died because of the wreck. So he's in prison now for manslaughter. Probably quite a bit if it's a train. If it's running at 45 degrees, it will eventually collide. That's what it was. That's the one I wanted to to address. You're absolutely right. If our cause and effect or our action is going forward, and the second parallel, I don't, because we can affect it by our cause and our reaction, or our cause of reaction from our action, then I think it eventually it does have to hit. So who's to say that that's not what happens? Whenever those two do happen, that collision could cause a haunting, because it's pushing that third parallel, right? That middle sector there that some people are in, that gets, I don't know if they're stuck there, or if that's where they wanted to go, or there has to be that something there from our cause and effect, from our actions, the mirrored or caused reaction. There's got to be something in between, and that's that third parallel. And a lot of people don't believe in that, but I do. I think that third parallel is where the entities sit, is where our alternate existence is, to where that could be what happens as far as ghosts or UFOs or Yetis or whatever. Is that could be that those two collisions, and something happens from a cause and effect, because we know billions and billions and, well, infinite. It's not even billions, it's infinite. Infinite reactions can come from one single action, right? Because if I decide to turn left and go and I become a movie star, then that's my cause and effect. That's my action, and it's going to cause me to buy a Lamborghini from a guy, that normally that may have not have sold a Lamborghini and got fired from work, but because I decided to go left and I became a movie star and I want a Lamborghini, I go buy the Lamborghini, and that guy didn't get fired because he didn't sell any Lamborghinis, right? Or I didn't go left and someone else, Bob Smith, went left and he became the famous person. So now all of his branches are going to be affected by what he decided to do. Am I making any sense whatsoever? Those poor submissive stares. I hope I'm making sense, but the word parallel inherently means they will never collide, so what do we call it? Thank you. Please tell me. A collision of existence? You're right. The word, that's why I can't get on board with the whole parallel thing. Forgotten. I just can't. There's got to be a collision. Or they couldn't, we wouldn't be able to see that. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be able to, I wish I could put my words together tonight. I don't know what my problem is. But we wouldn't be able to experience that existence if there wasn't some sort of connection. You know what I mean? It can't always run on the opposite track. It's got to cross over somewhere. There's got to be someone throwing a switch. I must be full. There's got to be someone out there throwing a switch. And those tracks have got to cross. We can't just run on separate tracks. Because how would we experience that if that was the case? All right, let's see. He's saying basic. If it says if you went back in time and slept with your mother and got her pregnant, you'd be your own grandfather. Oh, yeah. Let's don't. Yeah, what he's saying. Yeah, basically, y'all can read it just like I can. But basically, it says if you went back in time and slept with your grandmother and got her pregnant, you'd then be your own grandfather, but you'd have to have been in the past to have had sex and the present to be born. That is not only confusing but disturbing. Yes, it is. It's very much. But it does open up, and I've never liked that whole analogy of the grandfather paradox, but I'm glad he brought it up because it does bring up what he's saying is kind of backs up what I said earlier about I don't believe we can ever go forward in time. I think we can go backwards in time, but I don't think we'll ever be able to go forward in time. And my whole problem with that is if you went back in time and had sex with your grandmother and she got pregnant before your grandfather did, then it wouldn't be you. See what I'm saying, Forgotten? I hope you're following me on that one. You are who you are because of your grandmother and grandfather having sex and having a child. And then that child and someone else got together and had a child. You are what you are. Your makeup, your DNA, everything about you is what it is because of those two. So if you go back and do that, could a creation of an existence create another existence? See, that's why I didn't want to get into this, y'all. I told y'all. Who asked about it? Cassandra. I should have known it was you. I should have not. I told you we should wait on the present to be born. This is not only confusing but disturbing. What I mean to say is that if you were your own grandfather, you'd have to be born to go back in time to cause your conception before you were born, right? So you believe in the third parallel, or you don't? Me? Yes, of course I do. That's what I just said. It has to be there. There has to be an in-between. There has to be something there that is the result of the cause and effect of the first and second parallel. If you are forward in time, you are moving to the realm of possibilities without an origin or cause. Every moment in the future is just a possibility, not solid reality yet. Exactly. That's why I don't think it's possible. So that's not even scientifically possible. So why is there such a thing called grandfather paradox? Because there's such a thing as weirdos out there, Katie, that want to debunk everything that any type of scientist ever come up with, even in the paranormal. Y'all already know that. But yeah, it's ridiculous. But it does open up a whole nother world of discussion for cause and effect of action equals reaction. And we will touch on that subject. I think it's a great subject to get into. You just have to. I always thought about the grandfather paradox as cleaning a septic tank. I don't know if y'all ever seen an open septic tank, but on a septic tank there's this hard, crusty crap. And when you get through all of that, once you break it all up and get it out of there, then it's just fluid and you just pump it out. All right, that's kind of like what that is. You got to get through the crap, the disturbing crap to get to the meat of it. And so we'll definitely touch on that. Cassandra. You did say that. You said, what is the grandfather paradox? I did blame you for something you didn't do earlier, but this time you did it. You get blamed this time because you did do it. I just read it. Look, go right below where Cassandra, you and Katie said dormant, and I misread yours. The next line says, I said dormant. That's you. And then Forgotten Settle says, those poor submissive steps. But the word parallel inherently means they will never collide. So what do we call it? The very next thing that said is you saying, what is the grandfather paradox? I'm not following you. At Katie A. Campbell. The word paradox basically means a self-defeating statement. You can solve it if you're creative, though. Like he said, it's not an issue if the reality you go to from the past is different than the original reality. Rather, a new timeline is born. Originally Forgotten Shadows as... Oh, okay, yeah. I know you're right, Cassandra. He did originally ask, and I said, "Well, that's a topic for another time." Then you brought it back up. That's what I was saying. I wasn't blaming you. It's impossible to solve. I don't think it would be impossible to solve, but impossible to prove. We need Sheldon Cooper for that one. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Okay, I put it together now. Forgotten. It's if we go back in time and replace our grandfather as our creator, then it's not us anymore. Okay. I guess it could. What I have a problem with, what kind of keeps me, always stumps me on that theory is from the very first time I heard about it, I'm like, what difference is it going to be in what we create? But it is solved. It's only an issue if you remain on the same timeline. If your existence then continued from the past into a new timeline, then there is no paradox. Exactly. And I agree with you there. But why I say it's impossible to prove is because I agree with what you're saying there. You're saying that if you can do that, if it does happen, you go back in time, you replace your grandfather, you inherently begot yourself in a roundabout measure from your action, but it will be a different person, I guess. I don't know. See, that stops me right there. You can't even go into a whole new timeline then, because I think the research should start at what would happen if a creation attempted to create with the creator. Because you can't even say it would be the different timeline into something that's a whole different entity. It would be, if it would be possible, but we don't know what's going to happen whenever the creation tries to create with a creator. Come in.
Hug. Hug.
Yep, come on. Give me a second. Come on. Not you, I was telling him to give me a second. Come on, hurry. Big hug. I love you, love you, love you. Hey, love you.
Daddy.
Excuse me. Love you.
Love you.
Never put no one above you.
I don't see it.
See what? Oh, you? You'll be there in a second. Don't worry. But what you're saying is, and I don't want to go deep into this right now, obviously, but I agree with what you're saying, but I just don't see how it's possible to be created from yourself. See what I'm saying? Genes would be different, thus different person. But we still don't even know what would happen with that, though, Tom. I mean, I can't get past. You guys are going into the reaction of the action. I can't get past the action. I can't get past, can the creation create with the creator? That's where I'm stopping on that. That's right. For everybody that doesn't know, it's not a CAPI live without Dakota stopping in at least once. soul too. Yeah, but I don't believe that. I don't know. I don't believe our DNA dictates our soul. I think our DNA dictates. Well, I guess it could. It could dictate our personality. You know, the way our brain is wired, but. How do we react after we don't use that brain anymore? We're no longer bound. There's a gnat. It's no longer bound by that brain's ability to guide us. Baby, there's a big lag on this for some reason. It's huge. It's going to be a while before you pop up.
Why?
I know, right? Daddy will let you watch it. I'll turn the sound down and let you watch it, okay? Give me loves. Mwah. I love you bunches. Have a good night. All right. All right, Tom. Night. It's Tom's bedtime, y'all. But stranger things can happen. We can look further just because we know these basic laws to be true. Law of non-contradiction and such. Right? Doesn't mean that applies in other realities that follow. Yeah, or it doesn't mean that it doesn't, or that it does either. So it's just our existence. That's just like, I hate when people, different logic. Yeah, exactly. I hate when people say stuff like, well, there's definitely no life on Mars, and there's definitely no life on the moon, or there's definitely no life on Pluto because it can't sustain life. No, it can't sustain human life. For all we know, there might be little dudes walking around on the sun. You know, that's their existence. Their existence is they have to have fire. So, I mean, for all we know, that's what's going on there. I swear those cats get me every time my cursor starts moving, and then I'm thinking someone's taking control of my computer, and then I turn around and one of the cats is right next to the mouse. For some reason they like that spot, but I think they know what it does. But yeah, I agree. I just can't get past the whole, can a creation create with the creator? That's where I stop at. I just don't know what the outcome of that could possibly be. So I guess that's where I lose it at. Right, just because everything on our planet is basically carbon doesn't mean other life can't be composed of renewable oxygen constantly burning. Exactly. We're so arrogant to think that we are the case positive of the entire universe, when in reality we could be in a school gym locker or around a cat's neck. You guys y'all the ones that said talk about third parallel. You see the stuff it brings. I told Katie, I told John, when you start getting into that, you open up a can of worms, man, and it'll just go in so many different directions, and I love going there. Some of the best discussions I've ever had on this in the paranormal was because of the alternate existence. I just want to talk about ghosts. I don't know it was that. I didn't know it was that. I don't know what that means. We can definitely talk about ghosts. Y'all want to talk about ghosts? Let's talk about ghosts. So you said you currently live in a haunted house. How is that? Why'd y'all say y'all wanted to talk about all that if you didn't want to talk about it? No one's blaming you, Katie. Oh, yes, you did. Y'all forget, I got proof on y'all's little booties. It doesn't matter, but... Oh, well, maybe not. It was Cassandra again. She said, what is it? Donna said, let's talk about the third parallel. Then she said, let's see it. And the producer said, make it good. Get on to something good. But yeah, let's talk about ghosts. Who cares who brought what up? My brain is fried. Yeah, me too. Forgotten Shadows, and that does every time. I've told everybody, especially the veterans to this show, the ones that's been here with us. I've told them when you start bringing that up, it brings up so much, and it really does. It sure does. And we've fried Cassandra's brain now, and she's not going to be worth anything tomorrow. I'm so sorry, Cassandra. So, somebody said it was 116. There's no freaking way. Oh, it's because you're an hour ahead. Let's see. That's just too much to think about. That's right. No, I have not been meeting with Jose before the stream. I literally got out of my car, went to the bathroom, came right into this room and sat down and started streaming. Hold on, let me start this. All right. Okay, Forgotten Shadows. Hey, buddy, if you're still on, or budette, whatever the case may be, we're on every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central Time. Tonight was 10 because I had to work and we was doing the whole new show and everything. But yeah, we're on every Sunday night from 9 p.m. Central on this channel. All right. Octavia, awesome, good name. I love that name. That's a cool name. Man, you got to talk. Man, you definitely got to talk. Creepiest EVP you've ever gotten. Creepiest EVP I've ever gotten. People have asked me what was the funniest. People have asked me. I don't think I've ever been asked what is the creepiest EVP we've ever gotten. Creepiest EVP.
Another one for me. I don't know about for you.
What is your creepiest?
The little girl in the hospital.
Oh yeah, where's Corey? That'll always be. I don't know why I didn't already know that.
Can y'all hold on just a sec? Just a moment.
I'm fine.
Yeah, the little girl is definitely my scariest, without a doubt. The little creepiest. Watch out.
I still like the name. I think that's a cool name. Stop it. All right. Yeah, Corey's is. I don't know if y'all heard what he was saying, but not. His favorite or creepiest was when we did the hospital in Selma, and he had to leave because he was just getting overwhelmed with it. But then we got an EVP that after he had left, we got an EVP that said, "Where's Corey?" It was a little girl saying, "Where's Corey?" So. No, Corey has not forgotten shadows. I was wondering if you were saying is Cody forgotten. I didn't know what he was talking about. I said, they just said Octavia, but I see what you're saying. You was trying to say Corey. No, Corey has not forgotten shadows. No, I can read lips. What? I don't know what the creepiest EVP I've ever gotten is. Creepiest EVP I've ever gotten. I think it would have to be the little girl, not the little girl that got Corey, but the little girl at the hot room in Wetumpka. What we called the oven room because it was so hot in there. But that got me pretty good because it was a little girl, a really little girl, saying, "Where's my mommy?" And she was saying it in a very frightened voice. So I think that's the creepiest I've ever. That's the best. That's the most creeped outest I've ever been. I do get creeped out, y'all. Like John was talking about earlier when he went to that haunted playground in Huntsville. He, I said it was spooky, and he didn't stick around very long. I've done that too. I've gone to places, and I feel so uncomfortable that I've had to leave before too. I mean, just because I've been doing this as long as I've been doing it and experienced all the stuff that I've experienced doesn't mean I don't get scared. So I don't really get scared, but I have been creeped out to where I've said, yeah, maybe I don't need to be here. So I take those feelings to heart. I really do. I take them big time to heart. Because I think they're there for a reason. I really do. I think that those little telltales are there as a self-defense mechanism. That's something we don't know, but maybe our inner person does. So I take that very, very seriously whenever I get creeped out when I'm at a certain place or experiencing a certain thing. If I get creeped out about it, I'm like, yeah, maybe it's time to go. Can you help the entities like when she asked where her mommy was? Yeah, you can, absolutely. Not sure how that would have helped. We could have talked to her. I wanted to go back there and do follow up on that big time, but I wasn't able to. But I'm hoping the team that's there now will do that. But yeah, you can definitely help them as much as they'll allow you to. And it's a rule not to investigate alone. Yes, it is. And I'm sorry to say that I have done it many, 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 many times. But yeah, you should never investigate alone. Y'all do as I say, not as I do. Never investigate by yourself. I've done it many times. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'll never do it again either. Because I don't know. But yeah, it's never a good idea. Safety reason, biggest thing. Like when I had that incident where I almost fell down the stairs. That could have been bad. I could have laid there for up to 6 days without anybody knowing where I was at. So, what would happen? I don't know. Did it know anything about you? What do you... Cassandra, you got to be a little bit more specific. See, that next question you asked where you said, can you help the entities? That was very specific. But just out of the blue, you said, did it know anything about you? What are you talking about? And then now you said, what would happen? What would happen if what? Cassandra's like my wife. She thinks that just because she's thinking it, everyone should know. I think that's cute. The entity. Did it know anything about me? The entity? Are you talking about the one that scared or creeped Corey out? I don't know what you mean about it didn't know anything about you. As in, the one that creeped Corey out, you're asking, did it know anything about me? I don't know the answer to that. No, it didn't. Or, I don't know. It could have. It never said anything about personal info. I see what you're saying now. But no, it never said anything about any type of personal information. I knew Corey's name, but that's all women, Johnny. That's right. Just because they're thinking it, we're supposed to know it. And what was you talking about when you said, what would happen, Cassandra? Got me on that one. Hey, y'all, I got the coolest app. And there's a reason for me to tell you this, too. So, hold on. Oh, never mind. My battery's dead. We have to take a little break. All right? I'll be right back. Almost knocked it over. That would have been bad. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. What could have happened to me? I could have been... That's... Oh, women, Johnny. If you investigate alone. What could happen if you investigate alone? All kinds of stuff. I mean, you could fall and break your leg. I could have fell down those stairs. I could have fell down an elevator shaft one time. I could have been injured in a warehouse that I was at by myself one time. I mean, that's like saying what could happen if you walk out your front door. You just never want to be alone investigating in some of these places. And if you're not seasoned investigator and you don't know how to handle yourself as far as that goes, as far as a dark entity or a demonic, then you certainly don't want to be about yourself. John says, I'm too big to abduct. That's like Fluffy. I don't know if y'all know Fluffy or not, but is Iglesias the comedian? He's a big comedian. And he was saying that his crew, the guy that said that, his entourage was saying they don't like him going by himself. He said, why can't I go somewhere by myself? And he says, because you could be abducted, man. You could get kidnapped. And he's like, they're going to earn it. Because he's big. Like, Fluffy's like 300 pounds big because he's really tall and fat. Kill me, steal my car. Yeah, there's all kinds of things that could. I thought you meant done by an entity. No. Well, I mean, I kind of do too, Cassandra. That could happen too, I guess, because, I mean, I got cut on my face from a picture being thrown at me. I've been scratched on my back. I've had hot hands on my arms and back and legs. I've been pushed. So yeah, I mean, the entity could do something to you too. And if you're by yourself, then who's going to help you? The real life threats are way scarier than the paranormal ones, right? Well, guys, I think we're going to call it a night. I think this. I'm glad we had this this night. This YouTube thing. I'm sorry, I can't even think. I mean, because this was a great night. I mean, I think we had some really good discussions. How do you protect yourself from entities, though? You don't go investigating them. My wife and I watched Fluffy last night. Cool. I love Fluffy. He's my favorite comedian. I'm not being a smart ass, Cassandra. That's how you do it. You protect yourself from the entities. The best way to do that is not go looking for them. But I mean, you can say, preparation. You can say cleansing, or not cleansing, but protection prayers. You can, carry a rosary with you, or Saint Christopher around your neck, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of different things. The crucifix around your neck, whatever. But the injuries that I've sustained from entities, I mean, they were just, like I said, I got scratched on the back of my neck. I got a picture framed through at my face. I've been pushed. I've been hot-handed on my back and arms. I woke up violently one time. It's just the nature of the beast. It's like saying, how do you protect yourself in the wild if you're going to be a survivalist? You just do your best to make sure that you don't do stuff that's going to make you get injured. You prepare. But most of probably all of my bad injuries that I've gotten got from an entity directly, was done because I asked for it. So don't ask for it. What about crucifixes kept in the home? Does that display bad entities? Let's don't get onto that yet. That's a whole different thing. Be well armed with knowledge, like John says. It's your greatest weapon. Crucifixes. What if the ghost, or I hate saying that word, but what if the entity was an atheist? So I mean, think about that. What if the entity is an atheist, and why would a crucifix scare it off? I don't think it has any type of mystical powers that will propel it away. But the whole ideology behind crucifixes being I'm sorry, y'all. My head's starting up. We need to wrap it up. But I think the whole ideology between, but is the fear of that. You know, the devil is the devil, but he still believes in God because he knows God is real, because he used to be his right hand man, but he's afraid of his power. So it's not a force that protects you with the crucifix. It's the fear of the power. So yeah, Jewish vampire. There you go. Who's atheist? So yeah, but yeah, we can definitely get into protection. That'd be a good topic for next week. As a matter of fact, let's talk about protecting ourselves during investigations. I don't think we've ever done that one. So yeah, we'll definitely jump on that next week. And then of course we'll do whatever you guys want to. You guys, if you haven't already done it, please like, share our new channel. Definitely subscribe and let other people know about us. Let them know how much fun we have. Let's make this thing go viral. Let's make it go. And I'm not saying that so that we make any money, because monetary on YouTube has gone to the tank. I'm not saying that. I just want y'all know, once y'all know why I want it out there, is because I want the real paranormal out there. That's my whole goal in life, is the real paranormal getting out there to the masses. So y'all help me out with that. We still have merch. We're getting in some really cool merch. Next week I will have merch to show you guys. We've got some cool new cups, some new tumblers, some new t-shirts coming. We've got some massive, we've got some cups. When you guys see them, it's got like little EVP waves on it. It's so cool. But you guys are going to love them. Y'all have seen them on the Facebook thing. So let's get that merch out there and let's get it happening. We're going to create a store very, very soon. The link will be in the description as soon as we do. And you guys can go to that as well. Our link is also it's actually on the screen. So y'all please help us out with that merch. That's what's going to make this show better. If y'all are sick of looking at a salon when we do this, and you'd rather look at, I don't know, a cathedral or Waverly Mansion, you know, or whatever, you know, the Pennsylvania Nut House, whatever you want. We'll have whatever, once we get our studio and everything set up, we'll have it, you know, done. So that's how we're going to do it, is by the merch, donations, all that stuff like that. All right. So thank you guys for watching. Thank y'all for making our first night on YouTube awesome. I'm glad that we had a couple of visitors that we haven't seen before, because they really made it interesting. I think especially, I've forgotten already. Forgotten Shadows. That's why I forgot, because it was forgotten. But I've forgotten already the name. Octavia, I think it was. But and brought up a lot of good points. So I like it when that happens. So thank you guys. As always, I love you. I will see you guys next Sunday, 9 p.m. next Sunday. Now that we got this channel going, and we're going to do it on YouTube from now on, I'm not going to miss another night. I'm not going to work my outside job on a Sunday night. Waverly Hills Sanitarium. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. We can have that in the background, man. You know, the whole time. You know, we can do anything. Our producer is phenomenal when it comes to this stuff. He can make anything happen. Y'all can even give him a request, and he can make it happen. So, yes, thank you, John. I forgot that too. Once you subscribe, actually hit the little bell next to the subscription button, and that'll notify you anytime CAPI goes live. All right. So if I do a little pop-up video or something like that, you will get notified. All right. So you guys have an awesome paranormal week. We will see you Sunday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. Good night, guys. How cool is it that I say good night, guys? But yet, I don't know how to make it stop. Mr. Producer.